Hi, I'm Destiny Ruth, and I got nominated to share my testimony by Eva Marshall. A lot of you guys have already heard my testimony, so I'm going to sum it up and just talk about what this year has meant for me and what else God has taught me in my walk with Christ. So when I was 4 or 5, my parents got a divorce, and growing up in a broken home can leave you with a lot of problems you didn't really know until you started growing up. And so when I started to see that I didn't get to do all those motherly things with a mom and stuff, anger and jealousy and a void started to appear in my life, and I didn't really know how to handle it, I guess. And so when I was 10 years old, one of my friends invited me to Mount Hope Bible Camp, and that's when I gave my life to Christ, and that's when I accepted Christ into my life, and that void and that envy and that anger in my life just disappeared, and it became, as God was filling me with that love that I never received, that motherly love, that I started to realize that this Jesus figure was powerful. And so it wasn't until literally 9 years later is when I started to really put my faith into practice, and when I started to make it my own. And so over my gap year, I started to see that I was basing my faith off of people around me, like my pastor, my spiritual directors, and all these other people in my life. I was basing my faith off of them and what they were telling me instead of studying it for my own and looking it up for my own. And so when I started to look it up for my own, and I started to read and pray and do these things on my own and start to dive into the Word on my own basically and teach myself, is when I started to see the enormous growth in my life, and I started to see the power of Christ just enwrap me with His love and who He is, and being able to see the attributes of God throughout the Word, and just being able to recognize His grace through it all. It's been an awesome journey, and I am so thankful for who God is and what He continues to teach me each and every day, and the love and the grace that He pours out upon me each day as well. And I know that I struggle with the flesh all the time, but I know that when I start my day off with the Word or with prayer, I am able to better live for who He is, and be a better servant, and serve well and love others well. And so yeah.